Welcome to session number 6 here in week number 2. Today's equipment is a chair and an exercise mat and of course a good set of shoes to do the jumping part. We have 8 exercises. We got an alternative between a strength exercise using the chair and a pulse exercise. I will guide you all the way through, and after the first 8 exercises we have a bit of a break and then we move on to round number 2 and number 3. So the time frame is going to be 40 seconds on and 15 seconds for the next exercise. So go ahead, bring your equipment. We are going to start up with a warm-up, doing the workout itself and ending up with a stretch using the chair. So get some water and your equipment and we are ready to hit it and pushing yourself a little bit harder. But you make sure that you do your best and listen to your body. Ready to do a warm-up. So we're going to start out by a little bit of a step touch. So stepping out to the side, moving arms front and back and get that good alignment in place from the beginning. So chin is in, chest is up, and we have engaged our core area and our pelvic floor. We're going to swing one arm at the time. So open it up in our shoulder joint. And as we are lifting our arms up above shoulder level, we are gonna raise that heart rate a bit more. Get ourselves the blood floating in our body, smoothing up our joints so we are ready to do the workout itself. In place here, both arms in front, a big circle, do some bouncing in your knees, shoulders are down, inhale and exhale. Hit it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up to opposite foot, and we're gonna do a rotation in around our core, our spine, twisting, bring one arm up and back. Get a little bit of a dynamic stretch in our chest area and do the rotation, opening up in our hips. So let's go here for another 8 and 7, twisting, feel your way, just follow along, and you could use your time of thinking about what's going on in your body, and a few more on each. I'm gonna do the counting, and here we are up with our knees, leaning from one side to the opposite. So still having that good engagement going on here. Toes are coming down and we are pushing, so slightly flexed knees and pushing in front of us. We are not flexing in our lower back. We are staying up nice and tight here, squeezing, and we're gonna lift up that leg, pushing still from side to side with our arms. So up here, engaging the muscle around our hip area, and push for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and in to center. Hands on thighs, pushing our buttocks back, extension in our lower back, and rolling up again. Shoulder comes back and squeezing. Resting hands on thighs just for a little bit of a supporter for our back. Up we go. Shoulders coming back and down again for another 2. Slowly down, reaching up again, and 1 more on each. Staying up here and do a hip extension. Open up your hip joint and engage with your glute muscle. Squeezing, and it's tempting to do a hyperextension every time we move that leg up, but no, of course not. We are engaging that core so we keep our lower back stable. So bring it back with those legs kicking, sort of like you're kicking behind, and we are going to do this for 4 and 3 and 2 and in to center. Hands in front, bring them back and front again. Inhale and exhale. So feel the tightness in your back of your body here and squeeze and activate your abdominal muscles. So bring them front and bring them back. Inhale and exhale. Another 4, opening up. 3, push it back. 2 and one more. That's it. You are gonna bring your chair. I'm gonna bring my chair. And we are gonna start out, of course, with exercise number 1, which is gonna be a push-up with hands resting on the seat of the chair. So a bit distance between our feet and hands on tight. Make sure you have a good stable chair, and we're gonna move down here and up again. So we're trying to push that push-up a little bit harder. You can always do a modification by bending your knees a bit and go down from here and up again. So that's all up to you. So that's gonna be the first exercise, and then we're gonna move on for the next one, which is gonna be a pulse-focused exercise. So 40 seconds on, 15 seconds to get ready for the next one. Counting down here from 10 seconds, hands on top of chair, and engage your core, and shoulders are back to, and let's go with those push-ups, pushing away. And if you try to pull your arms in towards your body, you will get a bit more triceps work, and that's what usually we like to hit that area. So engaging core, just a little bit of a squeeze. Inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up. And again, you can do the modification here. So bending knees and pushing away from that point instead. 5 seconds. 2, and up we go. We're gonna lean back a bit, and we're gonna go up, sort of like we are trying to get up, tapping that point of our chair, leaning, as I said, a little bit back, engaging here, and up we go. So here we are, tapping up without hitting the chair, just to make sure that we get our feet got well up. You can always go in here a little bit more of a challenging, and you can always shuffle, look at the timer, and you might want to go 10 seconds here, just counting to 10, and then you go an alternative doing this one. So keep it on. You should be affected on your breathing, but you should still be able, of course, to do this. So push it a little bit harder if possible for 2 and 1. Bring that chair in again. We're gonna sit on it, hands on, and we are gonna pull our knees up and slowly down again. If you feel uncomfortable doing this on a chair, you can just jump down on the exercise mat. Let's go and do the same exercise here. We have a little bit of a more movement here. Pulling knees upwards, feet down. You can always grab the chair or the floor and continue. And you can always go down with your feet between each, or maybe you want to do 2 and then put feet down. So try to make a bit of a flexion in your lower back. Don't try to sit here with that extended. Keep on for 8 more seconds. So leaning back, lifting knees up, and 2, 1, and put the chair to the side. We are gonna do some jumping jacks, and you can go here, or you can go with one heel down as a previous session here. So maybe you want to push it here for maybe 10 counts, and then you can go on with that heel in. But even though if you're doing this part, which is perfectly good, then you can do the bouncing as well, so you still get that bouncing up and down, and you can move it up here, thumbs are pointing up, and get affected on your breathing. Engage your pelvic floor. 10 more seconds. Modification here. Always shuffle up between the 2, or depending on how you're doing. Yips. Bring the chair back, and we're gonna do a tricep dip. So hands on the seat. Make sure you have a good, nice grip here. Moving that buttocks away, and we're gonna go down and straighten up again. So let's hit those 40 seconds. Up we go, lowering, and this is all about extending and flexion in our elbows. If this is too much, you can go further in with your feet. Still stay nice and tight to the seat of the chair, so you're easing off your shoulder joint. So if this makes you feel that you can get that triceps in, then you just move on here, and as time goes by, you can move feet further and further away and thereby get a little bit extra of a challenge. So keep bending and straightening out, 2, and up we go. Moving into some knees and one opposite arm to opposite knee. So do that bouncing, 3, 2, and 1. So tapping opposite leg, do a rotation, a little bit like our warm up. So pushing in front of us, and you can go down here, and you can do some more jumping, or maybe you want to challenge yourself, go up here for some of the seconds, so you just feel your way. So pushing it here, tapping, alternative leg up with our arms, and just in a few seconds we're going to lie down and put our feet up on top of the chair. Yep, so we're going to go for a glute bridge, feet up here, and we're going to push up here and squeezing and slowly back again. 2, 1, and let's go. So try your way for how you're going to put your feet on that chair. Some people like it better with the heel push down, the squeeze here, and some like it better with pushing away from underneath feet. If possible, you're going to cross your arms just like we've been doing glute bridge in some of the other session here, squeezing. And if you are a bit challenged in your pelvic floor at the jumping part like the jacks, you are gonna be even more attentive to squeezing that pelvic floor as well. So connecting with core and pelvic floor. Yep, let's go for a plank hold tap. So in here, and we're gonna tap out to the side, alternative leg. So let's push it out to the side, engaging our core. You can put your hands on top, and then you can rest your forehead, and maybe you want to do this into a more of a challenging plank split hop, all up to you. So we have 20 seconds more left. This is our final exercise in round number 1. So that means you completed the first 8 exercises. Now you know the exercises, or tapping out to the side, or do a little bit of both. 5 seconds left to do that. Yes, beautiful. So timer to stop, get some water. So as I was just talking about, now you know the exercises, and we have 2 more rounds. So 1/3 completed, very good. Get some water, and we are ready to do the first exercise, the push-up with hands on the chair. So I hope you're ready. If you need a little bit more of a rest here, you can always go ahead and push that pause. That's a great thing about YouTube. You can just pause me a little bit and then come back again. So we have our timer here, starting and counting down from 10 seconds, hands on top of seat, engage your core and your pelvic floor, shoulders away from ears, and we're gonna go down and push it up. So do have a little thought of that breathing, so you can push it a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling, bring arms in, squeezing, use your chest, your core, your arms, shoulders. 8 more seconds, resting our upper body in just a few seconds while we are doing the tapping up towards the seat of the chair. Yep, so leaning back up here, just not hitting the seat of the chair, but just try to get up around that part, and up we go. So that was one way of doing it. it is this one, and it can also be good to be jumping on your exercise mat for a little bit of more of bouncing. And you can go up here, leaning back a bit, engaging that core. Using your arms. If you choose to do this, try to make your arms go up and above shoulders. You know there's a strength exercise coming up. Inhaling and exhaling. Yes. Into our sitting abs here. So by the end of this session, you've been doing a full body workout, leaning back to and knees up, feet down. Make sure that you can feel it in that part of your abs. So chin is in, and you can go down, resting in between. And you can also help a little bit with your hands. So if there's a tough part of bringing your knees up, you can just assist with your hands. 10 more seconds. Inhale, exhale, and engage. 2 and 1. Standing position, no chair. In for jacks. So easing off shoulders, and I hope you're affected on your breathing like me. We should be. So pushing it hard, but not working more than half an hour, including the warm-up and the stretching. You can put that heel in, but still notice thumbs up, and bring it up, engaging your pelvic floor. So a little bit of that and a little bit of this. For another 10 seconds. Inhale and exhale. Triceps dip, hands on chairs in just a few seconds. So chair into a good safe position, hands on chair, moving forward, and you can make it harder and easier by straightening or bending your knees. So up we go. As long as you promise me, you can feel it here in your back of your arms, your triceps muscle. So slowly down and up again. Give yourself the time required to feel the muscle and the mind connection, not just thinking about anything else. Bring it up, slowly down. 10 more seconds. And 5 to go. And up we are. Knee tap. So in here, tapping in front of us, cross body. 5 seconds, and we are so ready. Up here we go, bouncing and bouncing. And maybe you want to shuffle in a bit more of a push here. You do what's possible. So a good way to get better and better with it at that time frame is to do just a few seconds of a bit of a harder way of doing the exercise, and then by the time you can do more and more, and then in the end you have completed the full work frame with the more advanced exercise. 3, 2, and 1. Lie down for the glute bridge, feet up on chair. Relaxing shoulders and ready to push off. So here we go, squeezing slowly down. Up we go, and make sure you can feel that squeeze. It's not gonna happen by itself. Push it up and back again. Relaxing your upper body. You've just been using that for the push-up and the triceps. Up we go. Slowly down. Yep, keep going for our final 4 seconds. 2 and back around. Do the plank split hop or tapping. So exercise number 8 here. That means we have a break right after. So tapping, bouncing out to the side. Or maybe you want a challenge to make it into a little bit more of an advanced exercise. So try to connect here, get that good tightness, rib cage and hips towards each other, so you have that good tightness. So avoid making a little bit of a hill out of your buttocks, just make it a plank position. Therefore the plank split hop and hit it for 10 more seconds. You know, a water break right after this. And then we only have 1 round. Yes, beautiful. Go and get water and settle in for the final round. So you can always say this was enough for me with 2 rounds, and then you can come back and try to do 3 rounds. You are gonna do this on your own tempo, so you can in the end doing harder and harder workouts, not extending the time of workouts you're doing, but keep it short and keep it intense. I promise you, it's a time saver and it's a lot better for your body, your metabolism. You're gonna burn lots of calories by pushing yourself against shorter breath and keep that muscle tissue and of course developing it as well. So let's go with our final round. You're all into the different exercises now. We're gonna start with the push-up, up on toes or bending knees. 3, 2, and final round here. In with your arms, squeezing, pushing up and away. And if you feel like giving up, do the modification with bended knees and talk to yourself. Think that you are able to do this, and we're just gonna cheat our brain a bit by saying 1 more. We're gonna grab 1 more. Yes, we're gonna go for 1 more. And now we add it, we're gonna hit 1 more, and then we finally are there where we did that last one. Great. Leaning back, tapping to the seat of our chair. So we are also getting affected on our breathing on those strength exercises. Let's go up here, tapping, tapping, and you can go with some seconds here. This is the final time of doing this exercise. Arms into play. Inhale and exhale. So a good idea is to keep your mouth just a little bit open. Get that air in and out again. Bouncing, and we have 10 more seconds. Maybe we want to go with that little bit of an advanced twist of the exercise. 2 and 1. Yips. In for sitting abs. So get a good position here. Ready to bring knees in and out again. So bring them actually up and a little bit down. I like to inhale on the way up and exhale on the way down. And keep a little bit of a flexion in your lower back. So it's a better way to sit here, so you get the possibility of moving backwards. You can always grab the chair, which makes it a little bit nervous for you to sit up here and fly. Final round, only 10 seconds. Do the rest if you need to, or push it a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, and we did that one as well. Exercise number 4 out of the 8, jacks coming up. That means when you completed this one, you are halfway in your final round. Thumbs up, getting ready in the rest period, and bring it up. and while you're at it, try to pull those arms down like you have a band above your head. And also here you can do that with the heel in, so get your upper body to be active as well. Chin is in, so no pushing back with your head. Only 10 more seconds. You can go with the heel, you can go with the jumping jack. And let's hit it here. And in for triceps dip as our heart rate is coming a bit down, so we are ready for the next pulse interval. Feet front and up we go. Still keep that chin in. I often see people go like this and they can't understand why they have a headache. So good quality. 18 seconds, final round of triceps dip. Elbows pointing back, not out to the side. Just keep your shoulder belt in a good, safe position here. And one, final one. Jepsen. Hands opposite knee. And after this one, we have one single strength and one single pulse exercise left. So up we go. Cross over. So get your oblique muscle into place. So squeezing a bit as you cross over. And maybe you want to go up here for a little while. Leaning back. And you go ahead. And bring it up for 15 seconds. And bring it up. And just 8 more seconds. Beautiful. Glute bridge. On our back. Feet on top. And 5 more seconds. Shoulders away, arms crossed, lifting up and back again. Squeeze your glutes, engage with your pelvic floor and activate your core. You might as well do that as well. Get as much as possible your muscle into the work. Final 5 seconds. And turn around. Yep, while we're down here for our plank tap or plank split hop. So let's get this one done. 2 and 1. So tapping out, side to side, in and out, bouncing here. You can do still a little bit of each. You can rest your head on your hands and try to push it for a final 20 seconds. Inhale, exhale. You're gonna love this. We are gonna end this session in just a few seconds, and then we're gonna do some stretching, and then you can hit off the shower and hit off the day. So final 8 seconds. Inhale, exhale, pushing it. The final 4, 3, 2, and that's it. Get water. And I hope you are sweating and sounding a bit like me, like a train on its way. And we are like a train on its way, getting into this process of pushing ourselves harder. So in here for some stretching, we're gonna stay upright, right heel on chair, leaning forward with a straight lower back, reaching for our toe, pulling that toe up so you get the stretch in your Achilles tendon, your calf muscle, and the back, your hamstring, back of your leg. So leaning back, leaning forward, and pushing the foot up front and feel a good, nice stretch. So don't go further into the stretch than you can have easy breathing. And up and opposite leg. And maybe you feel after this that you want to do a little bit more of a stretching. You just go ahead and have a look at my channel, all different kind of possibilities, and maybe you have some favorite stretch you're going to toss in, but I do not recommend you to go and do another session here. I know it's hard to hear the truth, but if you are able to do one more session, then you better stay put with one session, and you're going to push it harder with the pulse exercises, avoiding the modification, and so on. It's the biggest trap of exercising, extending our period of time and put less intensity in. Been there, done that. I've done it for you. Don't do it. And grab your chair. Lifting up one leg, get a nice stretch, hip and over your hip, your knee joint, relaxing your shoulder, flexed elbow so you don't get the tightness up in your neck. And the standing leg is just light, slightly knee, to opposite leg. And maybe you don't want to grab the chair and just get a little bit more of a balance challenge. Pushing hip forward, knees next to each other, slightly bended elbow. We did it. Great job. Just one final one, and leaning down in a nice stretch around your arms, armpits, pushing buttocks back, get a nice stretch of your glutes and lower back. And flexion here, stretching out, inhale and exhale. No hyperextension in your knees, just slightly loosening up your knees, and come back up to a flexion in your lower back and back up to standing, reaching up, inhaling, opening up, exhaling, and again reaching up. Two more, and one more to go, filling up our lungs with new energy, and bring those arms back. Thank you for joining me here on session 6, and I hope you are enjoying yourself and feel that you are getting a bit better time by time, session by session. And I hope you already hit the subscribe button. And until I see you next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay strong. Bye.